As a comparison, the absolute highest possible arena score is 5250. And to get into the top 1000 in Arena Soul, we would only need 5170.
Oh wow, this is slightly outdated. I think we've had at least 3 reworks of the scoring system since then, but oh well. At least the newest rework is rather recent, so this guide might stay accurate for a while longer. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to get those high tiers in Arena and earn those juicy rewards, but you can't afford to sell your house and your kidney for orbs? Well, then you came to the right video, because I'm going to tell you how to get to the top without spending a penny. Now first of all, what even affects our score? I could give you the exact formula to calculate the unit score, but honestly you don't actually need to know that. Someone smart made a score calculator where you just have to enter the units and it'll do the math for you. Link for that is in the description. However, what you do need to know is what are the factors that increase your score, how much are they worth, and how should you adjust your team. And throughout this video, we'll be building our ultimate free-to-play team. There are 4 factors that impact how a unit scores. Your merges, the unit's BSC or base stat total, your skill loadout, and blessings. And we'll talk about those in order. First off, the most simple, merges. Every merge on a unit increases its unit score by 4. However, what you see in Arena isn't the unit score, but rather the team score, which is simply the unit score of your 4 units added together and then divided by 4. Which means that every merge on a unit increases the overall score of your entire team by 1. Important to note here is that your Arena score can only increment by instances of 2, and the score is always rounded down, meaning that if your current team score would be 740 and you add a merge to one of your units, you would theoretically be at 741, but it won't show until you increase your score by another point somehow, at which point it'll jump up to 742. Back to our merges however, the maximum amount of score we can get from merges would be 40 if all our units are plus 10. As such, we should choose units for our team that are easy to merge. Now the easiest units to merge are actually units that can be summoned with heroic grails. To get these units we don't need any luck, we just need time to amass enough heroic grails. Alternatively, units from the 3 and 4 star pool would also be decent choices, but with how big that pool has gotten, getting 11 copies of a unit can actually be rather difficult. And going for 5 star units is fairly difficult and unlikely, so for the time being we will rule those out. Next up we have our unit's base stat total. The BSC is simply the sum of all of our unit stats. Mind you however that any stats gained by weapons, skills, merges, dragon flowers, blessings or by being a bonus unit do not factor into our BSC. Every 5 points of BSC, as per usual rounded down, will increase your unit score by 2, and as such your team score by half a point. Half a point might not seem like much, but let me tell you, high level Arena is a game of inches. Every point counts. Now to take our earlier insight from merges into account, the best units for us to choose would be high BSC Grail or 3 and 4 star pool units. One of them currently stands out as the best possible pick, which is the recently released Flame Emperor. Now you might be confused how the Flame Emperor sticks out, as he has only 178 BSC, which would be rounded down to 175, making him an equal with the likes of Valentine's Ellewood. However, ever since they introduced the feature of eliminating a unit's flaws with their first merge, all units gain 3 to 4 BSC extra during their first merge. I know I just said earlier that merges don't count for BSC, however this passive increase on the first merge does. It's confusing, I know, but you can simply keep it as a rule that every unit is worth 3 more BSC than what they start out on. As a result, our Flame Emperor moves up to the exclusive 180 BSC club, and is therefore the best free-to-play unit as far as BSC goes. However, we can't build a team out of 4 Flame Emperors, so of course all other Grail and 3 and 4 star units that can reach 175 BSC are also great choices for our team. Now the third thing that affects our score is our skill loadout. This is where a lot of players leave a lot of points on the line. Every skill units have, and for this purpose weapons, assists, specials and even your sacred seals are also counted as skills, has a certain SP cost. The more SP a skill costs, the better it'll score. Keep in mind that only the original cost of the skill counts. So if you inherit skills from other units, they don't count for more than they would have on the original unit. So first we add up the SP of all our skills and then we get 2 unit score or half a point of team score for every 100 SP rounded down as per usual. Our Flame Emperor would with his base kit only have a meager 980 SP total, which translates to 18 unit score or 4.5 points of team score. However, if we deck him out with a full skill set of easy to obtain, decently scoring skills, such as a Dual Rally from a 4-star Roderick, Ether from a 5-star Crom, Drive Defense from a 4-star Nana, and a 240 SP seal in Mirror Stance, as well as refining his weapon, which raises its SP cost to 350, and suddenly we are at 2110, which translates to a unit score of 42, or 10.5 points of team score.
But what if I told you we could go even further beyond? Thanks to a recent compiled combat manual feature, we can get some even higher scoring premium skills very easy. For our assist we would want one that costs 400 SP, that would usually be one of the Dual Rally Plus skills, however the Harsh Command Plus skill we can get from Bridal Tanith also works. This encounter or any of the 300 SP yellow border skills will do for our A slot, and well, the C slot is really our only issue. We would definitely want a 300 SP C slot since we otherwise are 30 points shy of the current maximum for most units, which is 2300 SP. For this one, you would really have to snipe a unit with a 300 SP C slot from a banner if you see one. Or maybe we will get a combat manual with one eventually. Good news however is that if you have a unit with a personal weapon, you can actually skip out on the 300 SP C slot, since these weapons are worth 400, which means you'll be sitting at 2320 SP total, which even with a 300 SP C slot would only increase to 2380. Which doesn't matter since it's rounded down. If you apply this knowledge to our team building, we will find that the 2 next best units for our team would be Astram and Itsuki, as they both have 175 PSC, are easy to obtain, and have a personal weapon. Until something better is released, we would have to settle for another 175 PSC Grail or 3 and 4 star unit for the 4th slot for our ultimate free to play team. Now even before we cover our last point, we can already present this team as our ultimate free to play team, as blessings will only be active during their corresponding seasons. So unless your legendary hero is fully merged and decked out in the finest skills, you'll want to fall back on these 3 or 4 units. The teams are Flame Emperor, Itsuki, Astram and a bonus unit for Arena, and the same but another 175 BSC unit, such as Halloween Dorcas, Christmas Jafar or Ross as the 4th unit for Arena Assault and other modes. As mentioned, the last point on our list is blessings. Blessings only work during their respective seasons and only have any effect if you also have a legendary hero of that blessing in your team. The stat boost they give does not affect your score. However, they also boost your score in general. Every unit with a blessing in your team gets plus 8 times the amount of legendary heroes for that blessing on your team to the unit score. So you get an overall plus 2 to your team score for every unit with a blessing on your team. In this case we use Fjorm as our legendary water hero and bless our entire team with water blessings, which would increase our team score by 6, since the legendary hero itself does not count as blessed. Now this can certainly be quite a big boost to our team score, even if this would only be available half the time, since it's not always water season. However, we also have to keep in mind that merges affect our score, and our plus 0 Fjorm compared to a plus 10 unit would actually, even in water season, lose us 4 team score. This means that in order to increase our score with blessings, we would have to save up our orbs and snipe specific legendary heroes on legendary and mythic banners to obtain at least 4 merges. More would of course be better in order to increase our score further. Now whether or not you want to do this is up to you. I can guarantee you that you can make it to tier 20 without using blessings and legendary heroes at all, and even getting to tier 21 is possible without them. It's just going to be impossible to stay in tier 21 for a week. So you'll constantly be moving up and down each week between tier 21 and tier 20. Considering that only around the top 1000 players get to stay in tier 21 consistently, that's pretty damn good in my book though. As to which legendary heroes you should pull for if you decide to get one, probably Chrom, since he is the absolute highest scoring unit in the game right now. Mainly because his built-in dual skill allows him to score 180 BSC, and he has a unique assist skill that scores for 500 SP. I'd highly recommend to invest in a pair-up legendary hero anyways, since it is almost mandatory to have one for Allegiance battle and they are pretty useful for all kinds of content. Now one final thing I want to show you is score range. The calculator that I linked to will show you both your defense score, which is also what your team would be scoring for in modes like Mjolnir Strike or Allegiance battle. However, it also shows you your score range, which is what is used in Arena and Arena Assault. You can encounter enemies from anywhere between those two values, although the highest and lowest values will be very rare to encounter. In Arena Assault you don't have much choice. You can try rerolling the first battle until you get your highest or second highest score, then go from there, the rest will be up to luck. In Arena however, you can do what is known as fishing. Whenever you spend a dueling sword to search for an opponent and you are not satisfied with how much score your opponent would be worth, you can simply click on surrender on the enemy selection screen. This will not give you your dueling sword back, so if you do this often you might need to spend some dueling crests, but it will also not end your winning streak. With this method you can keep rerolling your enemies until you get a high enough score. Of course, as long as the target score is within your score range. And armed with these tips and this knowledge, it is now up to you to become one of the best players in Fire Emblem Heroes without even spending any money. Thanks for watching this guide. If you liked what you saw, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content in the future. I promise that this time it won't take half a year for the next video. I've already got plans and I'm currently working on the next video. Also, of course, if you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave me a comment down below.